Next topic: Bad Bunny getting a wrestling match at WrestleMania versus The Miz. Super excited about that. Um, I think that Bad Bunny is like just in it like a I don't know, he's giving the WWE something. It was a level of excitement, something different. Not a lot of celebrities have gotten actual wrestling matches as opposed to just a small cameo or a small move. So hearing about him going to Orlando and the Performance Center and things like that, super cool to
Hmm.
see. Booker T and the song and the performance he did, super awesome. He's a big wrestling fan, so it's cool to see his involvement in the wrestling world, and it's really fun to see as a fan of you know music and as a fan of wrestling. It'll be interesting
Yeah,
to see how much he actually wrestles in this match, like how much he's really learned. And on the
right.
grandest stage of them all, no pressure, Bad Bunny. Your first actual wrestling match is going to be at WrestleMania. So let's see what you can do. Um,
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm rooting for him. He may put on something great. It may be a dud, but I'm hoping that it's going to be something really special.
like people are leaning into Rob because Bad Bunny brings them to it. You know what I mean? Even just making appearances on SNL with a 24/7 championship, like that attracts people to wrestling. You know what I mean?
Mainstream. It's mainstream.
Mainstream.
He is mainstream. So
Exactly.
and that's getting things like I was writing about it for the school paper, and I was getting people that were like, "Oh, I read that, and now I want to check out what Bad Bunny is doing." Like that's the influence that
Exactly.
he's kind of having. So that's cool to see. Um, and and yeah, I'm excited to see how that ends. That'll probably be the end of this, at least this chapter of Bad Bunny showing up as much as he's been showing up. I would assume.
I
Um,
think so too.
I mean, he
Um,
may come back. He may come back and do something else for a couple months at some point in the future. But I wouldn't be surprised if this match ends and he kind of rides off into the sunset for a little.
yeah, I think Bad Bunny is just a road to WrestleMania part.
Yeah,
I don't really see him being like a full time WWE celebrity.
yeah,
Um, but I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table
yep.
in that match. I know he's living out me and your fantasy.
He's living out the dream, baby. That's the thing, and it's like
Exactly.
it's a little pocket of what will eventually be a long career for him. It'll be a
Hmm.
cool thing for him to look back on, and like it's part of his thing. Like he's a big wrestling fan. Not only is he a big wrestling fan, he walked the walk.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
that's not something you
I
see
think
from a lot of quote unquote wrestling fans that are celebrities.
exactly.
Hall of Fame got announced. Uh, I don't think I don't have the full list, but I'm just gonna go through a few of the names. The Great Khali, Molly Holly, Kane. Uh, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed, but I know it was rumored RVD. I don't know if it's been
Eric
confirmed or not.
Bischoff is on there too.
Eric Bischoff, so cool. And Batista initially was supposed to be in it and then backed out at the end.
So this
Um,
year they're gonna be doing both last year's inductees and this year's inductees.
nice.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, man, this is basically like a Hall of Fame that me and you would watch from start to finish, because these are guys that we grew up
These
watching,
are our guys.
guys and girls. Sorry.
Yes, the men and women from our generation. There was a lot of backlash, at least from what I saw on social media, about the Great Khali getting in it, and understandable to an extent.
Yeah.
You can say why. I mean, because Great Khali was never really a wrestler. It was the seven
Hmm.
footer heel gimmick turned into a gimmicky, funny type person. Going from
Hmm.
the Punjabi Nightmare to the Punjabi Prince, and
Punjabi Playboy.
the Punjabi Playboy, yes, and he the chance of you can't wrestle, and they threw the belt on him so fast and all this stuff, so understandable. I mean, for a guy that he really had three or four moves: a punch, a chop, slap to the chest, the choke slam with two hands, and the submission. So I get it, but I mean, he deserves it. He's been around for a long time. Um,
And
as
he's contributed more to wrestling backstage.
Yeah,
Now, what I say with that is he is back in India, but in India,
exactly.
he has a wrestling school, and from that wrestling school, he's been basically molding a bunch of wrestlers from India.
Yeah,
And we saw a bunch of his students in the what was it called, the Indian Spectacle, I believe,
and
or
and just the viewership that he's getting from India.
exactly like sure here in the states wasn't he wasn't much of a big deal, but keep in mind like he's been contributing in his own way, and that's why he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Yep,
Basically, his contributions, it's not what he did on screen, but backstage, he's been doing a lot, and he
definitely.
continues to do a lot.
Um, kind of sad to see Batista won't be inducted. I can understand it though. And so my favorite person on this list of people being inducted is Kane. You know, Glenn, Glenn, the actual man behind Kane. Everyone just talks so nicely about how he is as a person. That he's a big red machine, the demon Kane on the screen, but
Isaac Newton, no,
off the
Isaac
screen,
Yankton,
he's just like one of the nicest people. So I mean,
incredibly
Undertaker
hardworking
Undertaker
too.
said it, well deserved. And if Undertaker, arguably the greatest of all time, is telling you you deserve the Hall of Fame, you deserve the Hall of Fame.
Hands down, he's done so much. We've seen him as the psychopath, my favorite, the psychopath, the big red machine, the psycho, the hugging Team Hell No guy,
Corporate Kane.
Corporate Kane. Like this man's done it all, and he still kept his name. We saw him as Isaac Yankum.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. Like this dude's had an amazing career. Now he's the mayor of Knoxville. Like
One of the greats, man. Definitely one of
yeah,
the greats. And I mean, he's one of those people that he will not be talked in the GOAT conversation, but he's one of those people that when he's mentioned, when Kane comes up, you'll be like, I always liked that guy. That guy was cool.
he's one of those guys that when you talk about Undertaker, you have to talk about Kane,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it goes vice versa. So they're one and one and done. I mean, not one and
Yeah.
done. I'm sorry.
One of
They're
the
one
same.
and another. One and the
Yeah.
same. There you go.
Yep.
Who I'm excited for is JBL.
Mm. Another guy
I
that deserves it.
exactly, and I'm sad that he's not on commentary no more because I did love his commentary. But
Yep.
he's another one of those guys. He's another one of those guys that just was an amazing heel. He had a lot of heat on him, but when he was in the APA, wow, like that was awesome.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He was a lovable babyface in the APA, and he was a very hated heel as JBL.
hmm And yeah, I'm really excited to see him go into the Hall of Fame. I think he was very much deserved. It should have been. He should have been inducted long ago.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what do you think about the RVD rumor, though?
That he might be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Another guy that's it's deserved. I mean, sure you. I mean, he's most known for stuff like ECW, but I mean, RVD has always been a guy that gets a pop from the crowd. Always.
Yeah,
There's never
hands
a
down.
time that RVD's music can hit and the crowd doesn't go crazy. He was always fun to watch, and he was so unique
hmm
in his move sets. From the way he did drop kicks to the way he did insiguris, the 5-star frog splash. It was like he jumped so high to do it. Like he was like his music says, one of a kind.
Yeah, the whole effing show from my indie wrestling fans out there.
Mr. Monday Night, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mr. Monday Night. Uh,
Um, yeah, I would love to see him at whatever time, whenever he gets in, it's deserved.
yeah, Yeah, I think RVD is one of those guys that you would really love to see in the Hall of Fame, and he's the one that does what Edge did when he got inducted. Instead of playing the traditional Hall of Fame song, that he busts on some heavy metal or some punk rock song on.
Yeah,
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're not doing this classic song. Hit my music."
yeah, and I feel like he's one of those guys, or he's going to be one of those guys like Ric Flair. Decades from now, he is going to be celebrated so much for how cool he was in his day.
I think so. Yeah.
Um, so WrestleMania is coming up,
Hmm.
and it's still a couple weeks away, but we'll go through some of the matches real quick that are going to be on, and just quickly say what we're excited for, what we want to see, um, and then we'll move on to our final topic. So some of the matches on WrestleMania, like you said, the triple threat match between Edge, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan. Um, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Cesaro and Rollins, Bad Bunny and The Miz. And I mean, I believe it was Asuka and
And Rhea,
Rhea, New Day against
Bianca Belair
AJ
versus
Styles and
Sasha,
Amos, Sasha and Bianca Belair, Bobby
Drew and
Lashley and
Bobby.
Drew McIntyre. I'm excited for every single one of these matches.
Yeah,
It's hard.
honestly, yeah,
When's the last time there was a card like that you were excited that every single match? I feel like those
it's
are
been a while.
rare. At least there's usually one or two matches, even three, where you're like, I can look on my phone through this match. Every single one of these matches, there's a reason why I want to see it. I want to see Roman
Hmm.
Reigns and Edge head of the table and Edge's comeback. I want to see Sasha and Bianca Belair, two very talented wrestlers. I want
The
to see
Battle of
Bobby
the
Lashley and
Egos.
Drew McIntyre. I want to see Asuka and Rhea Ripley. You know, I am a huge Rhea Ripley fan.
Yep,
she is it. And they know it. There's a reason why she's so young. Is one of the
she's
big
what the Raw locker room needs. The
yes.
Raw women's locker room. Sorry.
There's a reason why she is getting so much push. It's because we want to see it, and they know we want
Hmm.
to see it, and she deserves it. She's
Hmm.
so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
the Miz and Bad Bunny, you want to see it. You know, New Day and AJ against Amos. You know, love New Day, love AJ, and I want to see what Amos can do in the ring. And then Orton
Oh,
and the
for
Fiend.
real.
You know, I mean, just all these matches. There's a reason why I'm super excited to watch it at
Yeah,
Mania.
it's been a long time since we've had a WrestleMania this stacked.
Yep.
Um, and this WrestleMania, usually for in when it's WrestleMania time, I kind of know more or less how it's gonna go. Just basically just analyzing the product and everything. This is the first WrestleMania where I'm like, what's gonna happen? Are
Yep.
we gonna see an Edge title run? Are we gonna see
Hmm.
Roman prove his dominance? Who are we gonna see as WWE champion? Drew or Bobby?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Those are
Like
two like the immovable force meets the
it was.
or I can't remember
Oh,
the phrase. The
sorry
unstoppable
guys.
force meets the immovable object. There you go. 10
Yeah,
points for me.
yeah, and like even the girls, like Rhea, what we want, Asuka, what we have,
Sasha
like
Banks and Bianca Belair, two top
the
talents. Who's going to
battle
come out
of
on
the
top?
egos, the battle of the egos,
Bad
and
Bunny. Like, just so many matches.
yeah, to me, I'm most excited for Roman Edge and Daniel Bryan. I really, I really want to see Roman's dominance. I'll be honest with you. I just wanted to see you ain't having no
Maybe
comeback on my time.
that's definitely something I'm looking forward to as well. I mean, you know, both of us, we're both giant Edge fans, and then we're both
Yeah, of
fans of
course.
what Roman Reigns is doing right now. So yes, that is one of the matches. But when I look at this, the names that I'm most excited for personally are Bad Bunny and Rhea Ripley. I really want to see what Bad Bunny's going to do, and I am just a huge fan of Rhea Ripley, and I want to see this match.
Yeah, I think Rhea Ripley. She is, like I said, she is what the Raw women's locker room needs. A
She's the
champion that
truth,
is
man.
dominant,
Yep.
and can communicate and
Yep.
can put on a good promo.
Yep.
The Bianca and Sasha match, I'm really excited about that too. I'm pulling for Bianca in this one.
Me
Um,
too. Me too. As much as I love Sasha.
we love Sasha, but Sasha wins, then what? You know what I mean? I'm thinking ahead. What's next for Sasha? Are we gonna see another Sasha Bailey match? Are we gonna wait for Sasha versus Becky Lynch? Like, what are we waiting for? Like, there's really nothing much that Sasha needs. She's done it all already.
So reset. Let Bianca win the belt, and then let Sasha go once more from the ground up.
But even then, it's like, do we really need Sasha as a champion or a contender?
I don't. I mean, she's too good not to be contending.
You said it. She's too good. I think she outgrew the championship.
But where do you go from there as a competitor?
That's the thing, though. Like, where do you go? Like, the only thing I could think of is try an undefeated streak. Like,
Pull
I
pull a
remember
pull
when
a pull a John Cena like the U.S. Open Challenge.
but the women don't have a US with
Yeah, I know,
like,
but some version of it.
yeah. Um, or have her go for like one of the men titles.
That'd be
Could
crazy.
we see a new a women intercontinental champion?
If there was one of the women that I would really like to see do that, it's probably Rhea Ripley.
That's your girl right there, bro.
I don't. And she's it. She is the truth for me. Like there hasn't been a time that I've seen her in the ring and I'm not entertained.
Guys, I'm saying it right now. Next time I come on the show, I will ask Daniel if he could have a woman to go for the Universal title against Roman Reigns. He will say Rhea Ripley.
Probably,
He's like,
probably.
Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 38. Let's have it
That's
happen,
funny.
or whatever the next one is.